Yeah.
That's the hardest part of doing all of this stuff is there's actually two things that I've found awkward. One is actually letting yourself go.
Yeah.
As far as just, if I want to take a drink of this on camera, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and try to, make sure that, I look a certain way. I mean, I want to be presentable, of course, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like all of that stuff. Like, I just want to okay, here's an example. If you watch my very first video on my training channel, it's about how to overcome camera shyness, I think it is. And in that video, I made that video for myself, right? Mm-hmm. And when I made that video, like, I had this idea in my mind of how everything needed to be, how I needed to act, how I needed to present myself in front of the camera, how I needed to do this, that, and the other thing. And the more I let go of what I originally thought, mm-hmm. the better everything worked out for me. Like, the more I stopped caring about, I mean, of course you want to come across professional. Of course you want to be family friendly, so you can improve your chances of everything and all of that. But being so focused on, oh, well, literally in that video and for the first handful of videos, I wore makeup because, I put on, concealer under my eyes and put foundation on to even out my skin tones and all that stuff because I thought it was important. I thought, hey, news people do this. News people do this. So if I'm going to be making videos, I should probably do this too, just to make sure that everything looks as good as it can. And now if somebody told me that I needed to put makeup on, I would probably dump a water on them. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's getting past all of those ideas that we have about, instead of saying, okay, well, I'm going to do this because I think that, because I want people to perceive me in a certain way.
Right.
I think that doing it that way was the worst thing that I could have done instead of just putting myself out there as I am. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think that putting yourself out there as you are, acting however you normally act, with all of your crazy quirks that you have and, all of the, weird things that you might say or the certain things that you might do that you think for whatever reason people might think is weird. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff, like letting go of all of that and just not being afraid to sound like an idiot, not being afraid for people to look at me and say, oh, well, he's not, he should act a little bit more professional. I mean, for God's sake, the guy's 40 years old. He shouldn't be talking like that or, like whatever. Just letting all of that go and just laying me out there, I think has made a huge difference.
I think that's amazing. And that's why I said earlier, when I made my comment about you and how you are and what Nick is, it's like this perception you have of like a compassionate, caring person as well. And the thing is, that's why in the corporate space, it's almost like we're all there with masks on to function.
Oh, definitely.
What this machine is expecting. And that's why I say getting used to that, being in sort of my age demographic where you grew up with one job for life was the goal. Mm-hmm. And it's like, now it's like many things, you need to be open, you need to be the authentic you and express. It's almost like the antithesis in a way of compared to corporate, where it's like you're fitting into a role and a position and you're going to perform this for X number of years before you can become that next thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why it's very refreshing to see, and like for us to share this kind of thing with people as a message. That's why part of what my hope and inspiration is. I'm a little older than most of all the YouTubers I know and connect with, and I want to show them that it's possible at any age. It is mindset and being dedicated, like you said, Nick. I love that. I'm going to call you Mr. Dedicated.